got a basic inventory, head equipment, torso equipment, back, which could be a cape or a backpack or a water carrier. You've got a water bottle and a foraging pouch. That's your armor, your grappling hook, and then feet, obviously. Then you've got your left hand and right hand, basically. If you use a two-handed weapon, you can't equip one in the other slots. Okay. Basic inventory that can be upgraded as you get more gear. Backpack, also expanding your inventory slots. Right, that's my person. If we have a look at my dinghy here, so this is Sand Surfer, for those of you that haven't seen the name before. This is my dinghy. It's basically the second walker that you can craft in game. I've fully upgraded it now up to level 2, and to get it to the next level I'm gonna have to do a few more things. So inside your walker you'll see that you've got your regular cargo space. With certain mod updates you can add additional cargo space, so I've got the armory mod installed on my walker so I can store more armor, weapons, etc. And then you've got your water storage. Water is essentially how far you can travel from one oasis to the next oasis, and obviously the lifeblood of the game. Without water you will die. That's just how the game works. Okay, anything that's in your cargo hold is unlikely to be raided. For people to get into your cargo hold, you'll see at the top of the screen they need to do 16,000 worth of damage. It's highly unlikely that they'll get there. They've got a better probability to knock off the legs of my walker or the wings of the walker before they'll get in there. You really have to put in a lot of effort and specialized ammunition, fire ammunition, to get into places like that. So even if I am raided, all that I'll lose on me immediately would be my immediate stuff in my inventory. Obviously my armor and my weapons as well, but that is why you've got backup gear in your walker, stuff that won't get raided. Okay. Things that you place on top of your walker, like a chest for example, like this one, easily raidable. So don't put important shit in there. Put stuff in there that you don't mind losing. Same with your fire pit that you use to cook your water in. If you are comfortable with losing 2 cactus flesh, that's fine. Okay, so that's the very basic simple stuff. Let's go through the combat mechanics real quick. Obviously PvP is a lot more difficult than PvE. There's somebody's structure over there. Let's go have a look at what that is actually, before we take on the poo-poo. So you'll see in the game there are wildlife creatures. Okay, someone was trying to construct a dinghy over here. In the game, with the Earth having stopped rotating around its own axis, new sentient life has developed to a degree where it poses a serious threat to humanity, and that is the Rupu. You see these monkey fellows over here. They have the ability to wield weapons and are fairly aggressive. So the combat mechanics is very simple. You've got a block that's directional depending on where the attack comes from, and an attack. So let's do a block quickly on this guy. Let's see where he's coming from. There we go. Oops. And with that we're done. Quite simple. Let's try and take on his buddy. These are fairly easy to kill. You get 7 kinds of Rupu so far. Perhaps with later iterations of the game we might see a few more. There we go. Fairly straightforward. So yeah, really the game, like any survival game, is about getting resources. So a fair amount of farming with combat and crafting, as any good survival game does. The big difference between Last Oasis and most of the other titles in the same genre is the offline raiding capabilities, and this game is really intended to be played with a bunch of players. If you want to solo it, it's entirely possible. It's just really difficult, and your progress will be really slow. So also, apart from the Rupu in game, you'll also see some other funny characters like that dog tiger thing. which is called, I think it's called a noob, I'm not sure. And those guys are pretty hard to kill, very dangerous, so try to keep away from them in early game. Okay, in front you can see the trading hub. Here people can get together and trade whatever they can based on the free market that's decided by players. Usually here you'll see some bandits coming in, getting up to their shenanigans. One of the cool features that you'll see now is as soon as we enter the Oasis, the trading depot, there's a 15-minute cooldown. You're not allowed to do any damage, you can't actually do any damage, and no damage can be done to you. So, on high demand, as far as I remember, is armor and weapons is in fairly high demand. So let's go do some trading and see what the guys want to offer us for it. There we go. I hear another walker approaching. Yeah, there's a spider. So there's the spider walker that I was talking about. You can see that guy. That is also one of the ruins where you can get your scraps and resources. So what does the trader look like? You'll see these huge tusks that are coming out of the ground. That's usually where you can farm some bone shards. Bone shards are really important if you want to craft tools and some higher level stuff. That little cute pink thingy in the distance is what we'll use to get some pelts from. But only after we've fought off a few of these rupu. Let's see if I can back up far enough to get his buddies to back off. You don't want to be outnumbered in a fight. It never works. Alright, so here we've got the big boy. One of the most important things about the game is learning how to block accurately. It will save your life. Blocking is directional, so you block in the direction that the guy is going to attack, simply by pushing your mouse into the direction that the hit is coming from. So there you can see. Not so difficult. I am a little bit nervous about staying around here, so
yeah, maybe they can.
oh shit! Crab! Giant crab!
Dual point!